Alright guys, I'm going to show you exactly how this is going to play out down to the T. I have to say this is not financial advice. Do your own research, but I do believe this is how it's going to play out. I'm going to show you exactly how it's going to play out, and I'm going to give you evidence why it's going to play out that way. You know, I called the pump, guys. I said that this was on my Twitter page, guys. If you want to follow me, this was February 4th. I said it's possible when we cross the yellow ring, we could get a pump. Charts on the right show 9,120 as support. If we drop below, expect a further drop. But seeing the support levels and how perfectly we're moving down the yellow ring, it looks like a pump is possible. Guys, this is that yellow ring. I said when we cross the yellow ring, expect that we get a pump. This was our support right here. And you can see this is that chart. This is exactly what happened. This is the ring right here. As soon as we cross the ring, we went up ever since. So I call that pump, guys, and I'm calling this one, so you better pay attention. Alright, so listen. I got my well shoes on, actually the flippers. I got a hat with a fin on it, eating me a can of sardines because I really want to feel like a whale. I'm going to get into the theme. And I'm telling you, if I could control the market, this is how I would play it out. I would want people to get as bullish as they could possibly be. You know, if I could sell before everybody else and take the profit, you know, from these people FOMOing in, and if I was the one that could profit on liquidating these longs, you know, get people super bullish, more longs, you know, start stacking and then sell right at a certain point. I'm going to show you where that point is. I'm going to give you evidence of this, alright? So just pay attention and see what I'm trying to show you here. So if we go to longs, you can see right here, this was the 22nd of November. This is when longs started to stack. And this is where longs bottomed. And this was the 16th of January. So if we go to this chart, guys, I'm going to go to the 1 day. Actually, we'll go to the 4 hour for this. So this was 22nd of November. That's back here. So we'll put a vertical line, 22nd of November, and then it was 16th of January. So we'll come over here to the 16th of January. Pop a vertical line right here, if it'll let me. Alright. So if you measure from the bottom, alright, let's measure these longs. We came up roughly 90%. You know, I normally wouldn't use Bitfinex as an indicator that price is going to go up, but you know what? Last time these longs started stacking, that's exactly what happened. Price went up. And you can see right now longs started going up. It's come down a little bit, but let's measure that. What's the percentage that it's come up? Roughly 30%. So you know, longs have come up, you know, 1/3 of what it came up previously. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm using this as an indicator that price is going to go up. But, you know, let's go ahead and measure this. So if we measure from right here where we bottom, you know, this is where long started stacking. You know, this is where price bottom. So if we measure from here to here, that is 37.6%. So if we go, we're going to use calculator here. We go 37.6 divided by 3 equals 12.5%. So now we're going to measure 12.5% from right here. Where does that take you? Right up here to almost 10,100. We're going to put a horizontal line right here. Alright, so again, if we push up right now, I don't think it's going to happen. You can see if I turn the volume on here, I mean, look at all this volume right now trying to get above this. It's not happening. It's not going above. Guys, you know, in that previous video, I told you, I said, you know, I use these charts on the smaller time frames because it tells me when to put in my stop loss. You know, I knew from this chart, I have multiple charts. I was using this chart and the BitMEX chart. You know, you could tell, you know, back here, you know, we found support on it right here, right here. We had support again. It became resistance. So I knew that if we drop down, you can see it hit this one right to the tick. This was actually a fib retracement number. But we came down and we found support right here on this line. I had my stop loss down here at 9,500 just to play it safe. I always have it a little bit below, but you know, we came down, we came up. I took my profit around 9,800. I don't see it going above that. Again, guys, if it does push above it, I'm not staying in because it's not worth it to me, because I believe when we hit this point, we're coming down. I'm going to show you why that's the case. You know, I already showed you longs. You know, this is, you know, according to the longs on the Bitfinex chart, you know, that's as far as it's going to go up. But, you know, if I was a well, you know, how would I play it? And for me, for it to be profitable for me to even attempt this, is if price comes back down and does something like this, you know, and then potentially I would buy here, write it up, and then sell at this point. But you know, I think this is going to happen sooner than most people think, and the reason for that is, you know, this is a bearish formation. So if price started doing this, you know, if it started coming down like this, and then it came up here, and then it got topped out, and then came down, then yeah, everybody's going to expect it to come down, because that's, you know, this is a bearish formation. People will be expecting that. But I think it has to play out differently. They want people to think we're breaking out of this to the upside. So, you know, how this is going to play out, you know, we might come down a little more steep and then come up, and then people think we're breaking out, and at this point, you know, it comes down. You know, people are getting, everybody's super bullish. I'm telling you, and when everybody's bullish, when there's greed, that's when you need to, you know, start thinking about, hey, if everybody's greedy, time to sell. But I'm just showing you how, you know, the evidence I have to prove that, you know, we're going to get topped out there. So let's go and let's do fib retracement. Let me go to the 1 day so we can see this this entire bear market here. And yes, I said bear market. All right, so let's do a fib retracement. We're going to come from the top all the way to the very bottom, and you can see this gave us pretty much our top. And when we topped out almost at 14,000, this is the 0.618. So we're going to do another fib retracement. We're going to come from the bottom. We're going to come up to the very top. Guys, if you look at this, let's go to the 1 hour. You can see this right here. This gave us perfect rejection right here. This was at 9,780. As soon as we hit this this fib number right here, we came down. We came down a total of, you know, 2.64%. Guys, again, that's why I have those charts, because I know where our support levels are, and I know where to put my stop loss to stay in. You know, it helps me out. I assume it might help some others out. But anyways, I was able to stay in, take my profit here. We are in this rising wedge. I didn't see us getting above this, and we didn't. I expect to start coming back down and sideways. But guys, let me do one more fib retracement here and go back to the 1 day. So we already got this purple line right here that I think is where we're going to top out. So let's do one more fib retracement. Let's zoom in a bit here. So we're going to come from right here at the bottom, this point right here. We're going to come from the bottommost point to the very top. And look where this 0.5 is. Right here. So guys, you know, I was using the actual percentage for longs. You know, it could be off by, you know, a few percent, but you know, we came up 90%. We've come up 30%. You know, this puts us close to that point. So I think that this is our target right here at 10,164. So I'm going to go back to the 2 hour. So again, I think how this is going to play out is going to, you know, again, if it pushes up, I'm not buying. I expect this to be the top. But I think more likely what's going to happen is we're going to come down, we start moving sideways. If this does happen, I'm going to buy here, set my stop loss below, because we could break down from this at any time. But I think it's more likely, you know, this is going to be one last hurrah to push up to get people more bullish. Longs to start stacking, people would FOMO in, and this is the point where it's going to sell, and this is the point where it's going to start dropping. But I do believe it's going to come up, and I think it's going to break to the upside before we get way out here, before the 13th of February. Because once it hits this point and it gets rejected, people expect it to drop. So I believe it's going to happen before the 13th. I'm thinking it's going to be happening more on, you know, potentially between the 9th and maybe the 11th, because it needs to break above this for people to get bullish, for people to start FOMOing in. Then it tops out here and comes down. So guys, that's why I think this is the case. Again, Bitfinex is not something I would normally use, but you know, longs are going up here. You expect it to start crashing, but hey, longs were stacked on Bitfinex. Price went up, you know, came back down. Now longs are starting to stack again. So as far as I'm concerned, this is the point. This is going to trick people, guys. It's going to come up, and it's going to break above. People are looking at the same formation here. Everybody's going to think, you know, most people think this break to the downside, but if it breaks to the upside, people are going to expect it to go way up there. But I think when we get to this target right here, 10,164, and I'll probably be selling a little bit before that, I expect people, they're going to get it. It's going to get up here, and it's going to break it. People are going to buy in, and then down we come. So that's how I see it playing out. I do believe that is a scenario. and I think that the fake out is going to take place probably between the 10th of February and I mean, we're pretty close to this, you know, if it'd be the 11th or 12th, so I think it'll happen sooner, probably, you know, between the 9th and the 11th is when we get our fake out, and then we get our drop. So guys, that's how I see it playing out. Again, these different charts, you know, they do show you different points. This purple ring right here, or actually it was a purple line in the fib channel. This actually was that fib retracement I showed you right here. This one, where you get that perfect rejection. It was this chart, you know, it came down, you know, this line was support. All of these charts, you know, give you an idea of support. This was support and resistance. So this told you this line was support. This chart right here, you know, this is the one I said when I called that we were going to have a pump. You could tell how much of a role this played as support and resistance going way back. So again, guys, you know, that's how I knew that this was the bottom before we started having a pump, because we were moving down that ring. This was a lot of support, and that's why I said we're going to be moving up. But I do think that this is a fake out, guys. This is going to be this is the mother of all fake outs. It is a bull trap. I think we're going to get it topped out here. One more thing I'd like to show you. If we break out the let's go to the 1 day, and let's put on the I know you guys are probably shocked to see me show a moving average, but pay attention. I mean, I'm telling you, you know, right back here, this is one more indicator to show me that this is a fake out, and this is when they're going to sell. You know, if you come up and you use an average, you know right here between all, because we were above this for a while, people got bullish, we were above the 200 MA, but look what happened, we dropped right down again. So people think just because we're above a moving average that, you know, we're in a bull run, we're going to go higher. But if you measure up, you know, that's 13.8%. You measure up here, look at that, 13.6%. So we've been above this high before, and if we top out here, I'm telling you, look at all of this support and resistance, guys. This is a lot of resistance. We're not making it above this point. If we do, hey, get bullish, but I don't think it's happening. I think this is going to be the fake out. We're going to hit this point right here around 10,165, and then down we come. So again, that's my prediction. That's how I see it playing out. You know, and again, if it's same scenario. If we push up above this right now or right here, I still think it's the same thing that's going to play out. I won't be in because I'm only going to take profit if I can buy the lowest point. I don't do leverage trading, so I would buy when we make contact with this, set my stop loss below, and then write it up and then sell at this point. But again, guys, I see that's how it's going to play out. I think this is just a little suckers pump to get people to buy in before we come down. But again, guys, if you want to access my charts, information in the description, and do follow me on Twitter. That's it.